What's going on? Will Freeman, RevolutionaryLifestyleDesign.com, talking to you today about humility, why you should humble yourself before life humbles you, because life will humble you at some point. Right? At some point, you're going to be an 80-year-old man. You know, at some point, if it hasn't already happened, you might lose your job. Your business might fail. 4 of my businesses failed, by the way. You might lose your girlfriend. And it's a lot farther to fall when you're sitting way on top of that pedestal, when you're on top of your high horse, when you're sitting on top of all that pride. It's a lot longer of a way to fall. And there's a lot more people wanting you to fall. Okay? When you're proud and you're boastful, there's a lot of people wanting you to fall. You hear a lot about these rappers talking about haters, right? When you listen to rap, I listen to rap. I like rap music, but they're talking about haters. And I mean, it's no mystery why that is. These guys come from poor neighborhoods. And now they have a ton of money and they're really showing it off with chains, you know, expensive cars and all that, really pushing it in front of people's faces, right? Naturally, that's going to make a lot of people who aren't winning want to see you fall. Okay? So stay humble from the beginning. Now, that's not to say don't have success. For sure have success. You know, but recognize, you know, we're fallible beings. We're not perfect. You know, we're created by God, but we're just, you know, incarnated into these bodies, these rentals, man. You know? Like, I'm humbled just by the fact that I exist and there's a universe, and that I have, you know, these options to be able to have an internet business and travel and do things that I never thought possible. I mean, I grew up with a rotary telephone and a black and white TV and a single mother, right? These things were not in my reality. I'm humbled by the fact that they exist. And I'm not going to lose myself over that. I'm not going to forget where I came from, okay? Because I know that pride comes before a fall. I fucking know it. Every time I've been prideful in my life, I get punished for it, one way or the other. There is karma. It just doesn't work the way that you think it does, okay? It works in the sense of every action has a reaction. When you put positive energy out there, you're going to get positive energy back to you. You're going to attract positive people. When you put negative energy, you're going to get negative energy back. When you put a lot of pride and a lot of boasting out of there, you're going to get a lot of people that you rub the wrong way and that want to see you fail and want to see you fall and aren't going to be there to help you when you get up, right? They're not going to be there to pull you back up. They're going to be happy to see you fall. All right, you see this all the time with celebrities. They're riding high, they're treating people badly. You know, they forget who helped them on the way up. And then on the way down, no one's there to cushion their fall. They fall all the way down all the rungs on the ladder. And it's a feeding frenzy. Everybody's ready to pounce on them with all that venom that they've been holding back for years. Perfect example is Harvey Weinstein. How many women did he abuse, and how many careers did he ruin while he had a sort of lockdown over the industry and people were scared to publish stories about him? The second that thing broke open, every single one of those people pounced on him and finished his ass, okay? Because he was proud, he was an asshole. People didn't like him, he made enemies. Okay? The key is being high value and humble. High value and humble. Memorize those 2 points. You want to be valuable. You want to be successful. You want to have things to offer, but you want to be humble about it. Perfect examples are, you know, watch a Brad Pitt interview, watch a George Clooney interview. Right? Those guys don't have to brag. They know they're successful. Everyone knows they're successful, and if they fucking brag, they know that everyone's going to hate them. They always deflect praise. Oh, it was a good crew. Oh, it was, the director's fantastic, right? Not to mention the fact that pride takes a tremendous amount of energy to uphold. Okay, you're living so much in your significance, you're living so much in your ego. You need constant validation to hold that up. You need constant massaging. You need constant ego stroking. You need to constantly be creating this reality for you that's heavy. And there's so many things in life that can affect that. There's a weight to that pride. There's a weight to trying to hold all that up. And when you're so attached to your pride and you have a health problem or you have some other problem, it's disaster. It's devastating for your self-image. Pride is heavy, man. Pride is a heavy weight. Okay? Not only that, but when you're proud, you can't see reality. Right? When a fighter gets too proud, it's only a matter of time before he gets knocked out. He's too confident. He doesn't have a healthy respect for his opponent. It's the same thing in any sport. It's the same thing in trading. It's the same thing in business, right? When you start to buy into that, when you start to become a sucker for yourself, it's a matter of time before you lost your position. Because you start believing in your own pride, believing in this magnified ego that you have, okay? And you create enemies out of it. You create people that want you to fall, and you can't see the truth anymore. It's so much easier just to be humble. And then there's so much stuff you can let go. You can just be like, that guy's better than me at this thing. That guy's in better shape. That guy's better looking. And just be good with that. Because you're not letting your sense of significance strangle you. You're not living purely in your self-image. You have multiple levels of self-esteem. You have multiple ways to feel happy, to feel good about yourself. You recognize a reality that doesn't matter how well you're doing, someone's always doing better. So you're not trying desperately to uphold that huge sense of self, which usually comes from insecurity, by the way. When you're not secure with yourself, you compensate by trying to create this giant sandcastle of pride. I mean, celebrities are perfect examples. A lot of the times people pursue that fame so religiously is because they felt insignificant. They didn't feel a sense of self-worth. And they might be happy for maybe a year or something when they become famous, but as they adapt to it, they need more and more validation to be able to feed that demon, that monster of pride that they built. Which is why sometimes you'll hear about these insane stories of people who are so out of touch with reality. That's their pride talking, right? When you're humble, you can just be nice to people. You can be relatable. You can be cool. You know, you sit down at a table with some new people. You're not having to try and prove yourself. You're not trying to impose your will on people out of a feeling of insignificance. But you're also high value, so people want to be around you. If you're high value and humble, people want to be around you. You're like the popular guy in school who's nice to people, right? Makes it so much easier when there's so many, when you're not living in your pride, there's just so many things you don't have to worry about. And it just prevents so many negative consequences in your life. Like, it's like 0.5% of people in the US are in prisons or have been in prisons, right? Almost all those is a result of pride. Fighting somebody, going out, stunting on somebody. It's a result of pride. How many men have been killed over pride in human history? Probably 1 billion. Okay, when you can be humble, It's so much easier to control your emotions. It's easier to walk away from negative situations. It's easier to accept your faults, right? By far, the biggest source of growth is mistakes and being honest with yourself, recognizing when you've made mistakes, whether it's in business or in life, and looking at that with true honesty, which is hard for a lot of people because their ego gets in their way, their pride gets in their way, being like, I fucked up, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna elevate, I'm gonna move past that situation. You can't do that when you're proud, okay? You can only do that when you're humble. When you're humble, people are gonna see you as a real guy. They're gonna wanna be around you. They're gonna like your company because you're able to listen to them and not just wait for your chance to talk, okay? Pride hurts you in so many ways. That's why it's, of the 7 deadly sins is number 1. Being proud, being boastful, right? You can go back through your life every time. There's a price to pay for it, right? I can feel it. I can feel if I'm getting too proud. I need to regulate that. I need to regulate that because otherwise that'll allow me to dictate my actions. And I'm bragging and I'm boastful and I can see all the micro repercussions if I'm speaking to someone in that manner. Or I can see, hey, I'm losing touch with reality here. I'm living in this sandcastle. I'm living in this cloud, right? Or I'm allowing myself to slack off because I'm living in pride. So many different variables, so many different ways that's gonna hurt you. It's just so much easier to be humble. Be humble, be nice to people, be high value, be confident, feel good about yourself, feel self-image, but not in a sense of pride, in the sense of a healthy self-esteem, right? And having multiple levels of self-esteem. Because the more levels of self-esteem you have, the easier it is to be happy. So I hope this message found you well. If you're looking for my help on anything, check me out, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/coaching. Or you want to pick up any of my products, revolutionarylifestyledesign.com/products. Much love to you. Hope you found this message well.